Hello, dear colleagues. Welcome to our channel. Today, we are going to start reading Improve Your English, the stories from Learn English Stories, Level 1 Graded Readers. The first story is called A Judge's Memories. You can read it on our website, learnenglishstories.com, or download the PDF file with all the stories from the book. The link is in the description box below. So let's begin. The old man closed his eyes and smiled. He was remembering something very funny that happened a long time ago. It was many years before he became famous for solving difficult legal cases. He was just a young lawyer in a small town. He worked in a law firm with 3 other lawyers. One day they had an important meeting with a client. This was the kind of meeting where the future of a company depended on the decisions the lawyers made. The 4 lawyers met with the client in the office. They discussed business deals and taxes. Business was boring, but important. After 2 hours, the client stood up. He thanked the lawyers for their help and said, "I will decide and let you know." Then he left the office. The 4 lawyers looked at each other. None of them had said anything for 2 hours. Now one of the lawyers spoke. "Well, what do you think?" "Not much," said another. "It was a great honor to be asked for our opinion," said a third lawyer. "Me too," agreed the fourth. But the young man sitting quietly said nothing. The others looked at him. "What do you think, John?" they asked. The young man opened his mouth and said, "The man didn't have a secretary." Everyone laughed. John worked hard and soon became a successful lawyer. Many years passed, and he became a judge. People came from all over the country to hear him speak. Some of the best lawyers argued their cases in his court. Once a famous lawyer was arguing a case. He was trying to convince the judge that his client was innocent. "Your Honor," said the lawyer, "my client did not commit this crime." "Why are you telling me this?" the judge asked. "You should tell the jury, not me." The lawyer smiled. He knew that the judge was John, the young lawyer from that day so many years ago. "Yes, Your Honor," he said. "Of course I'm talking to the jury." Everyone laughed. The judge smiled. Even after all these years, he was still remembered for the day he sat quietly while everyone else talked. John knew that every minute was important. He had a busy schedule that day. There were many cases to discuss. However, when someone was speaking, he always listened carefully. Years later, when he became a judge, he remembered that lesson. He never interrupted people in court. He let them finish speaking. Sometimes the lawyers tried to trick him by asking for his opinion. They wanted him to agree or disagree with them. Sometimes they even asked him to explain the law. But he never took the bait. He remained silent until it was time to speak. He remembered the days when he was a young lawyer. He was always eager to learn. Every day he studied the law and read books about it. He also attended lectures and talked to other lawyers. He wanted to become an expert in his field. After 5 years, he was ready to try his own cases in court. He felt confident and proud. He thought he was the best lawyer in town. One day, a famous lawyer came to town. Everyone heard about him. They said he was the best in the country. He was known for his excellent arguments. Many lawyers wanted to meet him and learn from him. The young lawyer was excited. He wanted to meet the famous lawyer and ask him questions, but no one could find him. After 3 days, he finally located the famous lawyer. He was in a small cafe. The young lawyer walked up to him and introduced himself. "I am John. I am a lawyer here in town." "Nice to meet you, John," replied the famous lawyer. "I am Michael." They talked for an hour. John asked many questions about his work. He also asked about his methods and how to become a better lawyer. Michael answered all his questions patiently. "Thank you for your advice," John said. "I have learned a lot today." "You are welcome," Michael replied. "I am glad you came to see me." Then Michael stood up and said, "I must go now. I have another appointment." "Of course," said John. "Thank you again for everything." "You are welcome." And with that, Michael left the cafe. John watched him go. He couldn't help but feel disappointed. He had hoped that Michael would want to meet him again, but obviously that wasn't the case. As he walked away, he heard Michael talking to someone. He couldn't help but eavesdrop. "So you want to know how to become a good lawyer?" Michael was saying. "Very simple. Don't talk when you have nothing to say." John froze. He couldn't believe what he had just heard. All those years of studying, all those books, all those lectures, and in the end, it all boiled down to that. Don't talk when you have nothing to say. What was this guy talking about? John continued to walk, but he couldn't stop thinking about Michael's words. Don't talk when you have nothing to say. Why did he say that? Was John really that bad as a lawyer? He didn't think so. He had won many cases. He had argued well in front of juries. He had even convinced some experienced judges to rule in his favor. He was a good lawyer. Then why did Michael say that? John thought about the conversation he had with Michael earlier that day. He had asked him many questions, but Michael had answered patiently. He had been polite and friendly. So why would he say such a thing? John couldn't understand it. When John got back to his office, he decided to call Michael and ask him about what he said. He dialed the number and waited for Michael to answer. When he did, John said, "Hello, Michael. It's me, John. I was wondering if you could explain what you said about not talking when you have nothing to say." "I don't understand." Michael laughed. "Oh, that. It doesn't mean what you think it means. It's just a figure of speech. I use it to describe my method of arguing in court. When I am arguing a case, I listen carefully to the other lawyer. I watch the jury, and I observe the judge. If I talk too much, I may lose the attention of the jury or the judge. So I only speak when I have something important to say. That's all I meant." "Oh," John said, embarrassed. "I thought it meant something more." "No, not really," Michael said. "So don't worry about it. I just wanted to explain it to you because I saw you listening at the cafe. I knew you would be interested." "Thank you, Michael," John said. "I appreciate it. I learned a lot from you today." "You are welcome," Michael replied. "Anytime, John, anytime." And that's the end of the first story. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channels. And now let's practice some vocabulary from the story. Exercise 1. Match the word in the story with its meaning. 1. Argue A. To talk in a way that shows you are angry. 2. Argue B. To present reasons for why one opinion is correct and another is wrong. 3. Case C. A legal problem brought before a court for a judgment. 4. Eager D. Very wanting to do something. 5. Interrupt E. To speak while someone else is speaking. Exercise 2. Choose the correct answer. 1. The lawyers discussed business deals and taxes. They talked about A. Colors and shapes. B. The weather and climate. C. Business and money. 2. The client stood up and said, "I will decide and let you know." The client promised to think about the case and inform the lawyers about his decision. B. Return to the office and continue working. C. Go home and sleep. 3. He was trying to convince the judge that his client was innocent. The lawyer was trying to A. Trick the judge. B. Convince the judge. C. Meet the judge. 4. The lawyer wanted to meet and learn from him. The lawyer was referring to his client. B. The judge. C. A famous lawyer. 5. Is this your first time reading this story? Let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.